Hey guys, what's up? JWhisp here, and welcome to episode 12 of the Minecraft Hardcore Survival Let's Play. Here we are, back in the world, and we're making lots of really good progress. We did some fun things last episode, and we got ourselves our first beacon. Now, normally with my beacons, I fill them up with iron blocks by making an iron farm, but I've made a lot of iron farms on my channel before, so I think I want to try something different. And today, to start off the video, I want to work on making a gold farm. I'm going to show you guys a pretty easy yet efficient and effective gold farm design that's pretty easy to make. It will require quite a few building blocks. However, these blocks are fairly easy to get and won't take you too long, and it'll definitely be worth it because you'll have tons of gold. Not only can you use the gold for your beacon, but you'll have a lot of gold blocks, so you'll look rich, and you can use the gold to make golden apples if you need any. So I'm gonna head to the Nether, grab all the equipment I need, and I'll meet you guys there. So before I show you guys what you need to build this farm, we actually need to get on top of the Nether. So here I am, and if you look at the top right, you can see the coordinates of your targeted block. You want to look for a targeted block with a Y level of 127, like this block right here that I'm pointed at. This is because this is the absolute top of the Nether. So what you need to do is grab a few ladders here and get right up to the top here and place your cursor right at the corner between these two blocks, the top block and the block right underneath it. And right at the corner, you want to shoot yourself an ender pearl, and it might take a few tries. You have to be a little careful. Make sure you have golden apples on hand, or a potion of regeneration, or something like that, because it can be a bit tricky to get exactly right on top of the Nether. You have to try a few times, and there we go. We did it. We are officially on top of the Nether. Now, besides the materials you need to build this, which are in my shulker boxes, I would also highly recommend bringing some obsidian so that you can make yourself a nether portal, because obviously once you're up here it can be kind of hard to get down. So you definitely want to be careful. But here we go, we're up here. Your Y level should be 128, and here we go. But also, before we start building this, we have to find ourselves in a nether wastes biome. I got to the top right above a crimson forest, but I know there's a nether waste pretty close by, so you can just press F3 and check your biome. I just have to make my way to that biome. Alright, here we are on top of the Nether in a nether wastes biome. So let me show you guys what you'll need to make this farm. So in this first shulker box, you need pretty much a full row of glass and about half a stack at the end, and then the rest of this shulker box is filled with magma blocks. The next shulker box is also just filled with magma blocks. As you can see, you need a lot of magma blocks, and this might look a bit overwhelming. However, magma blocks are really easy to find, and they mine super fast, so it doesn't take that long to get this many magma blocks. So if these are chests you have or shulker boxes, first row pretty much glass, the next two magma blocks, and then the next one full of magma blocks. The third one here is a bit more tame. We need 4 building blocks of any type. As you can see, I have some temporary blocks here. You need 2 stacks. I'm using scaffolding because scaffolding makes it a lot easier to build up, but you can use any block here. I just think scaffolding's easy. You need about a stack of trapdoors. You only need 60. I just have a stack here because that was easier. It doesn't matter what type of trapdoors. You'll need 12 chests, 12 hoppers, and 12 carpet. The carpet will go on top of the hoppers, and the hoppers will connect to the chest. And we will need 4 turtle eggs. The turtle eggs are because once the zombified piglins spawn, we need them to walk towards the turtle eggs so that they fall to their death. And this is what these are for. So let's break this all up and get started on the build. So to start off, just go anywhere and build up 64 blocks. Again, this is where scaffolding comes in handy. And something you guys may want to know about this isn't required, but I definitely recommend it. I recommend you have an elytra and some fireworks when building this. We're going to be working a lot really high in the sky, and having an elytra and some fireworks will just help make sure that you don't die of any potential fall damage in case you fall. If you're in normal survival Minecraft, it's not that big of a deal, but we're in hardcore, so definitely play it safe. And you're in the Nether, so it's not like you can do an MLG water bucket. You have to rely on your elytra, unless you want to bring hay bales and try to fall on those. So anyways, after you build up 24 blocks, we're going to head to the top here and make ourselves a little platform. Alright, so we're all the way up here. What we're going to do is grab our glass and start off by making a small platform. We got to be careful here. We're going to make a small 3x4 platform. This is just going to be the platform where we will come up here and collect our drops. So we have the 3x4 platform. After that, you want to place a row of double chests. We have to place them carefully so that they actually become double chests. and it needs to be facing this way. Boom. So after that, we also need to grab our hoppers. Place 3 hoppers, 1 going into each of these double chests. We're going to use this to have some more drops. And on top of these hoppers, we're going to add another row of double chests. So now let's be careful here. We got to make sure to place this the correct way. Oh no, did it fall? Oh, we got it. Okay, cool. So we have that. And then behind this second row of chests, we're going to place a 3x3 platform of hoppers. I'm just being very careful here because I don't want to accidentally fall or lose my footing, because that fall does not look fun. I have my elytra, but I still want to play it safe. So, again, we have this 3x4 glass platform, a layer of double chests, some hoppers, another layer of double chests, and then a 3x3 platform of hoppers, which we will cover completely in carpets. So once we have that finished, we're going to go back on this carpet here, and we're actually going to build a small glass wall all the way around this platform. I got to be very careful placing this. I don't want to accidentally waste any glass. Boom, there we go. We just got to make sure to place it on the edge of the carpet there so we can play it as safe as possible. So there we go. After you have this, what you're going to do is build it up 23 blocks. The entire glass platform. Use your glass to build it up. So after you've built up the 23 blocks, your Y level should be at 217. What we're going to do is take some temporary blocks. I'm just going to use netherrack. And 1 block above the glass, place your first temporary block that we talked about before. We have 4 of these temporary blocks. So there you have the first one. Next, build up 1, 2, 3 blocks. And on the 4th block, place your next temporary block. Do the same thing. 1, 2, 3. And then 4, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 4. These temporary blocks, the cobblestone, will act as a small little platform where we will put our turtle eggs. I almost forgot, make sure to go to the very top of this, and on top of your last temporary block, place 2 more other temporary blocks. So in the end, here we have it. I'm gonna dig down all the way. And what we actually need to do now is, let's break these 2 blocks. You should have a pillar that looks like this. Your 4 temporary blocks, whatever you choose. I chose cobblestone, with 3 other temporary blocks in between and 2 on top. So what we need to do now is take our trapdoors and cover this entire thing in trapdoors and make sure to flap them down. You can either build a staircase to get up to the top, you can use your elytra if you're safe, or you can use scaffolding like I have. But whichever way you do it, you need to complete this entire pillar by covering the entire thing in trapdoors. And of course, the type of trapdoor you use doesn't matter. I just have acacia trapdoors because that's the type of wood I had nearby. Okay, so once you're done, it should look like this. The entire thing is covered in trapdoors. So what we're going to do now is take some scaffolding, and we're actually just going to build up like this. You don't have to use scaffolding. I'm just going to use scaffolding because this is what's easy. So I'm going to break that, and what we're going to do is make our way up here very carefully, and as we do this, we're going to break the temporary blocks. So just like this, we should leave the cobblestone, but break the netherrack. Obviously, you might be using a different type of block, but this is what I'm using. And then on top of the cobblestone or whatever block you used, place your turtle egg. Now be careful because turtle eggs are very easy to break if you step on them or accidentally break them. But we're just going to keep doing this. We're going to go all the way up, break the temporary blocks, and on top of the cobblestone, place your turtle egg just like this. Now the turtle eggs act as a sort of attraction point for the zombified piglins. We'll have some spawning platforms out the sides here, and the piglins will come towards the turtle egg, fall down the pit, fall to their death, and give us tons of gold. That's pretty much how this farm works. And then this should be the last one. We just need to break this, place our turtle egg, and make sure to close the trapdoors behind you. And boom, there we go. Also, you might have a few temporary blocks left just floating there, but it's okay, we don't need them. Alright, now it's time to start placing all of these magma blocks. So I'm going to break the scaffolding we have here. It's okay if I don't collect every single piece. And what we're going to do is pick one side of this little glass platform here and place a magma block. After that, you want to build out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 12 magma blocks in total, starting from here. Go 12 blocks out, and we're going to do this in all directions. So same thing here, 1, 2, 3, and the same thing. And you want to do this on all sides, and eventually you'll have a big square of magma blocks. I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Alright, so here we are, and once you're done with the first platform, it should look like this. So we built out 12 blocks in each direction, and we filled this in to make a giant square of magma cubes. Now, before we get started on the next layer, I should also mention, just to be fair, that this definitely is not my gold farm design. A lot of my farm designs in my survival worlds are my own designs or just commonly used designs in the Minecraft community that pretty much anyone can make, but I've never made a gold farm before, so I'm using a tutorial for this, so make sure I will give credit to the original creators in the description. But anyways, here we have the first layer, and we're gonna build up with some of this to make the second layer. Actually, I don't really need to do that. I could just use some temporary blocks. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna use my nether rack, and we're gonna build up and create a second layer the same place we did the first one. We want to be on the same level as the little egg right there. So we have this. I guess we had to build up 1, 2, 3 blocks just like that. So 1, 2, 3, and then the fourth one, place your magma cube. And we're gonna be doing the same thing we did the first time. So on each side, build out 12 blocks and eventually fill in the whole square. Once we're done, we are actually going to have 4 separate platforms, 1 for each of the turtle eggs, so that we'll have 4 separate spawning platforms to get a ton of zombified piglins. Alright, so we're done with the platforms. As you can see, I have all 4 platforms finished, and we are on the top one. So to finish off this farm, what we're going to do is we're going to build up 2 blocks just here, and right on the third block, we're going to place a glass block, and we're going to go out to the end, just like we did with the magma blocks, 12 blocks all the way to the side. Except we won't be filling in this entire square. We're only going to be filling in a little part of it. So we have that, and then we'll leave this middle block for now, and we're going to place glass. So what you want to do is, just like I did, go out 12 blocks in each direction with your glass blocks, but do not fill in the entire square, just go out the 12 blocks. Alright, so once you're done, it should look like this. Now for this next step, pay close attention because you have to be really careful with what you're doing. So I'm going to grab some more glass and pick any of these corners, it doesn't matter, and go to the third block, build out 2 blocks. Do the same thing on this post, go to the third block, build out 2 blocks. So what you're going to do from here is place a glass block, and again, we're going to go to the ends of each side of this magma cube. This step is a little bit confusing, so I'll show you me building the entire part, just so you can actually see what I'm doing. Oops, let's grab the, oh, did I not go out far enough? Oops. Okay, we're good. And then again, on right here, we're going to go all the way to the edge, grab some more glass, and keep going to the edge. Now again, just like I said, you have to be very careful with this part. So we went to the edge, and then same thing again. Go to the third block, build out 2 blocks, go to the third block, build out 2 blocks, and we're gonna do what we just did. Basically what we're doing here is we're making a roof out of glass, trying to conserve as much glass as we can, not placing glass that we don't have to. This will prevent spawning of mobs we don't want and stuff like that, and complete off the farm. So there we go. Again, we're gonna do the same thing. Go to the third block, go to the third block, build out 2 blocks, and build to the end. And we're gonna do this until we reach the very edge of this little platform. And here we go. There's the final part. So now we're done, and we can break all of this. And this is the reason we're placing the glass, because we don't want unfavorable mobs spawning. With the magma cubes down, mobs we don't want spawning have the potential to spawn like ghasts. But by placing this glass, it'll prevent the spawning of ghasts. So we have to be really careful. We might have to deal with a few while we're placing the glass, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. We just have to kill this ghast and make sure that we're very careful with what we're doing. And we got him. So we did it with the glass on this side, and now we have to do this on all sides of this farm. Alright, so once you're finished, it should look like this on all directions, and this will prevent ghasts from spawning. Now, I know this farm is already working because I've actually seen a few zombified piglins spawn and called to the middle. So now, oh, yeah, I see some down there. So now what we're going to do is take your scaffolding or any temporary block, and we're going to build up 22 blocks, or actually just up to the build height. As you can see, height limit for building is 256 blocks. Oops, I didn't mean to break those. But let's just build up, and what we're going to do on top of here is just to create a small little platform that we will AFK on. It really doesn't matter what it's made out of or how big it is, but as long as it's a big enough platform that you can actually, you know, stand on top of an AFK, then you should be good. And after you've done that, the farm is completely finished. You can just AFK on top of this platform and wait for the zombie piglin to fall, and oh, yep, they're already spawning. and you'll get tons and tons of gold. So let's be careful here. Let's place our block. There we go. I'll just make our little platform like right here, right on top of the center point of this farm, and I'll AFK up here. It's probably a good spot. And up here is where I can AFK. I think I'll make the platform, actually, let's make it a little bit bigger. I'll expand it with some netherrack. It's not going to look the prettiest, but I want to make a big enough platform that I know I can land on it for sure with my elytra. And I want to be safe just because we are in hardcore right now, and I don't want to risk falling. I want to be very careful. So we have that, and then we should be able to just fly down. Oh, let's be careful here. I didn't mean to do that. Let's be careful. Fly down, and we should be all set. I'll get all the scaffolding we missed. And the farm's done. So again, all you have to do is AFK and you should have tons of drops. All the scaffolding we placed before you can break or leave if you want, and you're done with the farm. So let's fly down, or at least fly away from here, and sort of look at how this farm should look. If we look at it from the side, here we go. We have the AFK platform, the glass roof, the 4 different spawning layers, which are, of course, working beautifully. And then, again, this little chest area down here where we can collect some gold. Look, tons of zombie pigmen. Tons and tons, which will get us tons and tons of gold. Now, unfortunately, we will get some drops we don't want. We will get some rotten flesh down here, but there's a way around that. If you wanted to, what you could do is just take a stack of gold nuggets and do this all the way across in every single chest. That way you only get gold nugget drops, and the rotten flesh just sort of piles up inside of the chamber and you won't collect it. This is probably what I'll do just because I don't really care or want the rotten flesh. If a lot of rotten flesh accumulates, it can cause a little bit of lag, but after 5 minutes the entities will despawn and you should be all good. So I'm going to do this with every chest, and we should only get gold drops. We won't have to worry about rotten flesh drops. And you'll get tons of gold from this. Just AFK for a little bit, and there will be tons of zombified piglin all over the place that will give you tons and tons of gold. Oh, I can't really do it with the top chests, I guess. I have to wait till the bottom chests are full, but it's alright. We still have tons and tons of gold. And of course, if we want to go to the top of the platform to AFK, we can just fly up there with our elytra, and we just have to be careful to land. We got to spin a little bit, and boom. Perfect. And we can just wait up here, and tons will spawn and give us lots of gold. Just look at how many are spawning. There's so many spawning. We're going to get so much gold. Now, the only thing left for me to do is to create a nether portal so that I can actually get back to my house. We actually are having a lot of magma cubes spawning, but I'm sure I can do some stuff to get rid of those. And then we just have to play this, and this, and boom, there we go. We have to make sure we have a way back to the overworld. Hopefully this doesn't spawn us too far away from our base. I did have to travel a bit to get to the nether wastes biome, but let's see what our coordinates are and where we are. So, we're in the overworld, and our coordinates are, okay. We're a little bit far from the base, but that's okay. I can just create a nether highway, or I can create a highway above ground, or use my elytra to fly back. But there we go. All we have to do is go through that portal. I'll actually screenshot my coordinates, and we will have ourselves a gold farm. All we have to do is probably AFK for like maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and those chests will be completely filled, and we will have stacks and stacks of gold, which will make it really easy to get full beacons. Well, here we are back at the base, and that is all for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial and found it useful. I will AFK a lot before the next episode, and I'm sure we will have tons and tons of gold, which we can use for this beacon. I eventually want a lot of beacons scattered out all across this desert so that we have a lot of beacon buffs to use all over the place. So we're definitely going to need a lot of gold blocks, and that farm will make it really easy to get those gold blocks. But if you enjoyed, found it useful, found it entertaining, make sure to leave a like and subscribe on the channel. It really helps me out, and I really do appreciate it. But that's all for this episode. I'm JWhisp, and I will see you guys all in the next one.